All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays. Coming to you live as the markets have just been open on this Tuesday morning. I believe today's Tuesday. Every time I start streams, I have to sneeze. All right, let's go to the charts. I really want to join the Cafe Bitcoin Spaces, which starts in like 5 minutes today. Apparently, Corey Clipstein from Swan wrote a blog. You wrote a newsletter and you referenced one of the articles that I've written a long time ago. So that was really, really cool. So I kind of want to join them and see if they discuss it. I have no idea. It would be cool if they did. I didn't know anyone ever reads my articles. I've only written like 5 in my life, so on my blog. Okay, let's talk charts. So some people say the ascending triangle hasn't been broken. I kind of think that it has. I mean, I could extend it like this. I don't like it. I mean, it's still a triangle, but we're trying to hold on to hope as much as we can. And unless this month is a monster turnaround in price, you're about to get a moving average crossover on a monthly scale, which is bad, really bad. That doesn't happen often, just like the break of the purple moving average. The crossover between the orange and the purple is not good. I believe this is a 7-month moving average, and that's a 20-month moving average. Whenever these lines cross over, yep, 7 and 20. They almost crossed over here, but they did not. So, yeah, not a good look on a monthly scale. The month just started, so we have to give it a little more time. But last month's close was disastrous. Weekly chart, we are now working on a 5th consecutive red candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make that a 6th consecutive red candle. Again, not a good situation. Bitcoin doesn't go down for 6 consecutive weeks. Well, hasn't done it in over a year and a half, right? That's 1, 2, 3. That's just 2. I mean, Bitcoin is due for a weekly rally. We haven't even gotten as far as 4 red candles in a row. It's only been 3 red candles in a row on a weekly scale, and this is the potentially 6th red candle in a row. You have to go all the way back to, and again, even right here, it's just 3 red candles. 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles. The last time we had 5 red candles in a row. Yeah, even with the crash of 2020 in Bitcoin, we did not have 6 or even 5 consecutive red weeks. I mean, that's kind of like a doji. So if we count that as a red candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, still only 5 consecutive down weeks. This never ever happens. Trying to find an example. 1, 2, that's a green candle. It's not a huge green candle, but still green. When was the last time we had 6 consecutive down weeks in Bitcoin? I'm sure 2014 did it. Nope, that's a little green candle right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's possible this has never happened. That would be insane if that has never happened. I mean, you had a couple of these dojis here. They're still green. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you count these dojis, that was a nice long downtrend. This is even that's a little bit of a green candle there. Otherwise, this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Otherwise, it would have been 7. This could be historic right here. Might not have ever happened. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see how this week goes. I mean, we could rally and find, break this 6 consecutive week downtrend of red candles. I wouldn't even call it a downtrend. I mean, it's just kind of luck, right? Where you open and close at the end of the week. The Fed meeting is today. That's right. Now, someone asked me to talk about that Fed meeting that's coming up. Basically, if the market is crashing, which it kind of has been falling, I don't think the Fed's going to do much. Remember, the Federal Reserve only has one job. They'll never tell you that's their job, but they only have one job. The job of the Federal Reserve is to prevent the stock market panic. That's it. That's their only job. And they'll say that they're trying to create employment. They'll say they're trying to create liquidity in the market. They'll say that they're, trying to prevent inflation. All that is nonsense. Like, the Fed has one job, to make sure that the stock market doesn't crash, and they do a fairly good job of it. I mean, the stock market occasionally crashes. That's basically what they do, because everything stems from that, right? Like, you can't have employment if the stock market goes to zero, then every big company has failed, and then everyone's fired. So employment relies on the stock market. When stocks of companies do well, that means the economy is doing well. It all boils down to that. It all boils down to how is the market reacting to the Federal Reserve. And if the stocks are falling too much, they're not going to raise rates. But if the stocks are rising, they'll raise rates. They have no problem with it. Okay, so the weekly chart looks bearish across all metrics. The 4-day allocation chart of Consensio, I would like to see a nice bullish candle. They have 2 days to go, or a day and a half to go. If it rallies us a little bit and all this consolidates, it could set us up for a potential short trade, because there's nothing bullish in this chart other than these arrows from the MRI. Nothing really bullish in the chart. Before I go on to the daily chart, the financial summit is taking place in the Dominican Republic. Rented out this entire castle, and we would love to fill it with incredible traders, investors, and people from exchanges, financial entrepreneurs, anyone that can code trading strategies to automate them. That would be awesome. That's what these are the people we're looking to bring. I'm still in Brazil. I wish I could show you my view out the window. I'm literally looking at the beach. People playing volleyball. Man, I used to play volleyball like competitively for almost 2 decades, until Bitcoin kind of made me too busy. And I'm off to London. My next international trip will be London. Prior to London, I will be going to Panama, guys. You can find me in Panama City. Great Bitcoin meetup. So join us there. And then London. And then I got to fill out the rest of my calendar. Daily chart. The daily chart remains bearish. There's not much I can say on the daily scale. We can look at some of the oscillators. You can see how, the funding rate still continues to favor the bulls, and eventually, it doesn't take much. This zone here, in 1 month, Bitcoin doubled in price. So once this thing flips, Bitcoin can certainly double in price again really, really quickly. Hopefully it'll triple in price. The RSI still looks pretty bearish. The MACD looks bearish. The CMF is actually looks hopeful. Look at that. The CMF comes off the lows. The low in the CMF came on April 24th. And look at the price of Bitcoin. Let's see where it is on April 24th. April 24th is right there, right? So this latest drop, that's huge divergence. Price is clearly dropping since these lows, but CMF is rising. That means that under the hood of Bitcoin, There's actually buying going on. It's just not being reflected in the price. That is probably my most bullish aspect of the daily chart, is this CMF. That is interesting. I did not expect that. I really thought the CMF would be looking similar to like the MACD, continuing to slowly bleed down. But you can see how the MACD is ready to cross as well. Those could be signs of life for Bitcoin, but it still needs to get above both of these moving averages. And that's 41,000. All my metrics say don't be bullish until we break 41,000, or you get to buy a really good dip. Short-term chart, I don't really want to get into it. DMs in Russian. I read Russian so badly. I just don't practice enough Russian reading. I don't like the look of this premium. I was hopeful that it would keep going up, but Bitcoin was rising. Now Bitcoin's falling. Whenever Bitcoin falls, premium falls further. Whenever Bitcoin rises, premium starts to rise. So I'm really waiting for that big rise in Bitcoin, and premium just evaporates. Oil, I remain very bullish on oil. Europe is now about to start, a lots of internal fighting with each other over which European countries want to continue buy Russian oil and gas at a good, cheap deal. They will have to pay for it in rubles. And Europe doesn't want it. It doesn't want them to do it. So it creates this interesting dynamic where probably Hungary will do it as well, and I think Serbia. And they're like telling the European Union, no, screw you. Like, we're not going to pay double for our price of gas. We're not going to tell people to ration gas when we can just buy it from Russia. So some countries, care more about principles than the well-being of their own citizens. And some countries only care about, they don't care about their own citizens. They care more about, a good photo op, let's say. We're doing amazing things for the environment. We're not going to buy Russian gas. So you, our citizens, have to take shorter warm showers or switch to cold showers. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Serbia is not in the EU. The EU thinks everyone is in the EU. So the EU doesn't give a shit, really. It's unelected, bureaucratic, Marxist organization. So if you are anywhere west of Ukraine, you are in the EU. At least that's how they see it. Or Ukraine itself, right? Like the EU thinks Ukraine's in the EU, basically. They love telling every country what to do. I really couldn't care less about the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. I really couldn't care less. All right, so gold, I am still bullish on gold, even though we're sitting right at support. We actually breached support on current candle, but the candle close is still above it. I got a friend, by the way, who literally covers that trial every day on his YouTube channel. So if you're curious what's going on with that trial, it's a friend of mine from the old Brooklyn neighborhood. Let me see what the name of his channel is. Because he's changed the name. It used to be like a Star Wars channel, and now it's a channel that covers the trial. I think it's called Rob's Rules or something. Let me see. I'm Googling it. Or actually, it's easier to just look at the people that I follow. Yeah, Rob's Rules. So look for that YouTube channel if you want to follow the trial. Did you know about BlackRock getting into Bitcoin and South Africa making Bitcoin legal tender? No, I haven't. I mean, I'm not a fan of BlackRock. They're just buying up all the real estate so that, again, to achieve the European dream of you owning nothing, the Klaus Schwab World Economic Forum's dream of you own nothing, but you're happy. And BlackRock will make sure you can't own any property because they're going to buy it all. I don't think BlackRock will last. I think BlackRock will eventually collapse, but we'll see. No one company can own that much. You know, it's something's gonna happen to BlackRock. It's just the way free markets work. And the African Central Republic. I mean, it's just a small country. I don't think it makes that big of a difference on a world stage. We need bigger. We need more important countries. Rob's Rules is live right now. Yeah, probably is. Let me see. Is he live right now? Yeah, he is live right now. So someone put in this comments that Tone Vays just dropped his name. Here, hold on. I'll pull it up. Let me open it here. I'll grab the tab into this tab right there. Yeah, so this is what he does. He just covers the trial. He like streams every day covering the trial. Whoa, 7.5 hour video. But yeah, check that out. I personally don't care. I would have watched the Ghislaine Maxwell trial over Epstein's client list. That would have been a nice trial to watch, but they wouldn't show us that one. But this one, I don't care. All right, Bitcoin and stock market are still correlated. I still think the stock market has room to fall. It's breaking lots of technical support, but it will recover. And finally, I do want to talk about Twitter. Twitter is still like $5 below what Elon is supposed to buy it at. The US Congress, I believe, is trying to stop the deal because the US Congress, both sides are bad at this, but they don't want free speech. The enemy of the current government is free speech. It's always been that way. Always been that way. So I'm being like messaged some. I have to get back to some important things. So I'm gonna make this quick. The US dollar, I believe, has short-term topped. It had all of these MRI tops on daily, weekly, monthly. So I believe that it has topped. One second, please. One second, guys. And then I want to pull up the Okay, so this is why I think the dollar has short-term top. And finally, I want to glance at the ruble. And look at that. The ruble has just broken major support today. So the ruble is now, there's 66 rubles to $1. That is crazy. It isn't an MRI buy. So maybe today is where the ruble tops and devalues a bit. But this isn't just insane. It'd be very interesting to watch if the ruble actually appreciates past the, back to the 2014 area before the Russia took Crimea back. All right, I need to run, guys. I need to jump on a call, and then I'm going to try to join Twitter Spaces with Cafe Bitcoin. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Come and join us at the Financial Summit, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.